Signore e signori,
dichiaro aperta la celebrazione Giochi Olimpici Invernali.
Si sta avvicinando allo stadio.
Forza, forza! Dai, 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 dai! Dal record della pista! Record della pista! Prima!
Buongiorno and welcome to Keep the Flame Alive's Day 5 coverage of the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games. I am your host, Jill Jarris, coming to you from Schookflastan House, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Allison Brown. Allison, ciao, como stai?
Well, I do know it's day 5. I do know that it is Wednesday. So I feel like I am ahead of the game today.
That's right, because I don't know that it's Wednesday. I don't really know that it's February 11th or day 5. It feels like we're on almost done to me. I don't know. I guess it's because I was here so long ahead of time. But it's been a whirlwind in my mind.
That's okay. We've kind of worked our way into a rhythm, I think, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. We're getting there.
We're getting there. So maybe by day 16, we'll know what the heck we're doing.
It's our warm-up for the Paralympics. So if you want really good shows, listeners, listen to the Paralympics.
We'll be ready by then.
That's right. All right. On to our new favorite topic of discussion. What did we forget to tell you yesterday?
Do you want to go first or should I go first?
Well, I forgot to tell everybody how I got to and from the hockey venue.
Including forgetting to tell me because I have to go to the hockey venue and I would like to hear this story.
Okay, so I was going from the ice skating arena.
Yes.
Which is down in Assaggio Row, not Row, it's a Milan Fieri. No, that's not it either. It's Milano Forum. That's what it is. And you could take the green line all the way back into the city and then transfer over to whatever line goes to the new arena, Santa Giuliana. And instead, I got off the green line pretty early, pretty quickly, because you can take an S train, which is like a regional commuter rail. You take commuter rail across to the end station where you would get out at hockey.
But where did you get your ticket for this?
It is your regular QR code.
Okay.
That also works because I spent a lot of time standing outside the station going, what do I do? And I finally dug into the terms and conditions.
Oh,
and that
thank you.
Told you how that worked. So cool. And then when I got to the hockey arena, I couldn't figure out where to go. Because there might have been signs on the ground that said, go this way. And then there's kind of like a holding, two big signs on like cement things and a couple of cops and a couple of volunteers. Well, it was like trained volunteers.
Okay.
Trained people. And they said, okay, you got to go to platform 8 and go down and you'll find the shuttle buses. Okay. And the one cop was very nice. He almost took me there. I said, well, let me try. And if you see me again, I couldn't find it. So I wander downstairs because you basically, I think, have to go under train tracks or underneath the thing.
Okay.
Go all the way through the area. And it's pretty well marked.
Okay.
Pretty well marked. Because I think you have to take a right. At least it's like you get down to the platform. You get downstairs. And you take a right and you take like an immediate left. And then you go all the way through and you'll see platform 8. And there may be signs. I can't remember. And you go up and you're at ground level and you're in kind of a little plaza. And you're in the right place when you see tanks and cop cars.
Tanks?
Yes. Cop cars and the Eli Lilly light up pictograms. Those are the 3 things you need to look for.
Why are there tanks?
I don't know, but there are tanks. That's what's on guard. And then you'll see the line of shuttle buses.
Okay.
So
this doesn't sound easy.
It's not. Because you take the shuttle buses and you get off the shuttle buses and the arena is still way over there.
Oh, no.
So you just start walking. And you walk and walk. And you eventually get there. The media center is somewhat marked well.
Well, I'm not going to worry about the venue media center.
I mean, well, that's how you get to the press.
Oh, no.
the press
You have to
seating.
walk through it to the
but
Tribune.
basically, like, if you go upstairs and see the plaza and the rings, you did the wrong thing. Just go back down to where you were and keep going straight. And you'll find signs. That's what I did. And eventually I got there.
I think maybe I'll go to speed skating tomorrow.
No, the new arena is really cool. It's really nice. They got an organ, man. They're bringing. You have to tell me if they play "Welcome Back, Kotter" again.
Depending how early I get there, because it sounds like it's going to take me a while.
Right. So it does, but it's worth it. There is an elevator from the venue media center in the basement to the press seating on level C, which you might want. Tim told me about that because I was doing stairs, as I want to do. But there are like 5 sets of stairs between B and C or something like that. It's insanely long. You think, I'm never going to get there, because you might not. And you sit, you enjoy, you have a table seat, hopefully. And then at the end, Tim and I went to the mixed zone and we talked to some skaters. And hopefully I will have that tape at some point. Don't know, but I talked to Rory again.
Excellent.
She was pleased, and a few other players who were in the mix there. And we must have been in the mix zone for 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes. And we thought that was a great way to spend kill time while the 12,000 people dispersed, because those 12,000 people have to get back on shuttle buses to go back to the train.
Okay, that sounds like a really bad idea.
And we get out there, and it's raining at this point, and it's still a mob scene. And we hear, you can walk it if you want to. It's 20 minutes walk to the train station. And if you want to walk, go to the right of the barricades. And if you want to be on the buses, go to the left. And there was still a mob for walking because it wasn't moving. Because the volunteers would have signs that stopped everyone when buses were coming through. When we got to the front of the line, and of course the line for walking, the mob for walking is shorter than the mob for the shuttle buses, and I do feel very bad about this. Once we got to the front, everything converged. And I didn't know where to even go to walk. And we just got in the shuttle bus line and hopped on shuttle. I mean, we did cut the line, but there was no stopping it, really. It just was a mob. And I think this was the first day for having fans. So there's a lot of stuff a lot of wrinkles to work out. But we got on the shuttle bus, and the shuttle buses were like pronto.
Oh, that's
lots of them, and they were right there. And that was not bad. Okay. Then they dropped us back off at the tanks, and we had to walk for a few minutes to get to the train station.
And also figure out what train you were going to get on at that point.
Yes,
because
exactly.
Then you didn't get back on the S train. You got back on...
I got back on a metro. And it was weird because, like, the travel app wants to tell you what the first thing to come is.
Right.
And sometimes it's a regional train, and do you want to navigate a regional train when it's... when did I text you? Like 11:37?
At least.
And I told you I might never get back. And that was when I was in the mob. I will tell you, when I got on the bus, I was just surprised. And it was back in an hour. That was the amazing thing. I went from despair to, is it really only been an hour? And I'm getting off the train, walking home. This is awesome. So not bad, but it is a little chaotic. And you have to be just a little prepared to walk a little ways. Okay. And sometimes a long way. But you don't, when you get off the shuttle bus to go into the venue, the walk is very long. There is an exit when you get out of the media center it's right there. It just says straight. Just keep going straight. Well, you cut out that huge long walk. The long walk is shorter.
I think I'm going to go to speed skating tomorrow.
Don't challenge yourself. We're at the Olympics, for crying out loud. Faster, higher, stronger, more difficult transport. That's what that communitas is, right?
No, it's together, and I'm being thrown to the wolves on my own here.
Well, you'll be together with a lot of people.
That is
There you
true.
go. There you go. That's what I've got. Oh, the other thing that was great was as we are walking through the train station back, 2 cops checking passports and IDs
Just randomly.
randomly. And Tim did not have his with him, and they were not pleased. But I had mine, and Tim is phenomenal. I will say this. He talked his way out. They didn't, he explained, like, I didn't know I was supposed to have my passport. Why, we didn't understand that we were going to get randomly checked in different places, but it was really bizarre.
Yeah, that
And-
has not happened to us before.
And held up the movement. So, but very cool running into people at hockey. Ran into Ken Hanscom. Finally got to meet him in person after talking to him all these years.
That's the funny thing, because we also got to see him tonight at the event that we were at. And I, now that you just said that, just realized we have never met him in person before.
Exactly. And that's been great. Ran into listener Matt on the train. Ran into Pam from Olympian on the train, which that's one of those magical Olympic moments when you're in a foreign city and you run into people that you know, and that was fantastic. So it was great to see her, great to see Matt. Big Olympic vibes.
Okay. Big Olympic transportation headaches, though.
It wasn't so bad. It was just that confusion of first time doing something. What do I do? And you do go, oh my gosh, the walk is long. And I think I have pictures illustrating this. But I did not take video because I'm having a storage problem. Already, we're in day 5 and I'm having photo storage problems. And you just kind of put one foot in front of the other and you make it there eventually.
And hope for the best.
Right. The other thing I forgot to say was at short track speed skating, the medal ceremony, and this, I noticed it again for ice dance. They brought in carpets for the ice so that nobody has to walk on. They don't have to have their skates on. They can have regular shoes.
Do it without sandpaper.
Right? Oh my gosh. When I saw those carpets come on, I was like, oh, we got a talking to.
We learned our lesson.
Right. What did you forget to tell us yesterday?
I got hit in the face by a bird.
What? You got hit in the face where?
I was walking. Where did I go yesterday?
Well, we've forgotten that already.
We forgot that already. I think I was in the plaza with women's hockey, or was I at speed skating? Either way, in that area.
You were at Row.
Yes.
Okay.
I was at Row, and I was just walking along innocently, and these pigeons were in front of me, and they didn't like me walking by them, so one took off, but misjudged where my head was, smacked me right in the face.
How did you not come home and immediately take a shower?
Well, because he sort of just like bounced off my head. He didn't poop on me or anything. He just...
With his dirty feathers.
I kind of came out like with the crooked glasses.
Ben, start the bird flu watch. Start it now, producer Ben.
Yeah, for a moment my glasses got a little crooked and I was a little confused, but I don't have a bruise or anything. I was kind of surprised, which is why I forgot about it.
Well, let's see if other birds attack you.
I didn't do anything to this bird. That was the thing. I wasn't shooing at it. I wasn't harassing it like the children do. Just walking.
Okay.
Plonk.
What officiating or volunteer job would you like to do?
I am the elevator operator at Ski Jump.
Oh, that would be fun.
Because that's the last real person you get to talk to. That's not an official.
Mm-hmm.
That's not all mean and stuff. So I would say
Officials can be nice.
officials are always serious with their clipboards and their clocks.
serious business. Well, I was watching some Alpine today on the screen, and there is some kind of flag repair. So if they run into a gate, well, I called it flag repair, but I guess it's gate repair. And to put this on, I don't think he used it, but I thought he brought this tool out just in case, which is a gigantic drill.
Well, in case he needed it.
Yeah.
He didn't want it to be caught drill free.
Right.
If he required a drill.
And there looked to be a level also,
Oh, well, I don't doubt it.
but no tool belt that I noticed. Well,
That's
we'll see.
disappointing.
We'll see.
Maybe it was under his coat.
That could be.
Maybe
But-
the bird knocked it off.
All right, we had a lot of cultural moments today. Today was a big day for culture and then watching on screens because we had a lot of other stuff on the agenda today.
Yes.
We went to Casa Brasil,
Very Brazilian.
yes, which is nice. They have a very small delegation, but it's interesting that they have a house here.
I guess they chose to use the opportunity to promote their business and tourism.
And they had a restaurant area. They had a DJ area, not going when we went. They had air hockey tables.
They had a ski simulator that we both tried.
And I failed miserably by the end. Took something too wide and then just crashed every gate down after that.
That's what happens.
And they had some kind of you could get a hat or a shirt or something and get a patch
Put on
there. So small pickings, but not bad. Loungy area. It was a good place for friends and family to hang. And I bet it's pretty hopping at night once the music starts. Oh, and they had a bar.
They did have a bar, and they did offer a cocktail that you warned me never to get.
Yeah, caipirinha.
And they also had the television playing with Portuguese.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. This morning, I went to a design press conference at the Milano City Media Center, and it was supposed to start at 11. I slept in slightly and figured and left the house at like 10 to 11, and it's like a 30-minute journey there.
Figured you'd catch what you catch.
Yes, I would catch what I catch. And I got there 11:20-ish, and it hadn't started yet. So I sat around for a few minutes, and eventually it started. But it was really interesting. They did a little panel with Carlo Capassa, the president of the nonprofit that does Fashion Week, basically. And then Maria Porro, who is the president of the Salon de Mobile de Milano, which is a giant furniture trade show. So he was fashion, she was design, but they both do kind of organizational work that is promoting the industry and helping the industry out, trade association type stuff. So a little bit about the furniture market in Italy. They export 52% of what they make. And
with real Corinthian leather.
yes. But the interesting thing is that both of them talked about how geography and the changing geographies and world events that are affecting their industries in particular. So Europe is stable, but it's shrinking, especially in the high-end stuff, which is what both of them tend to produce. Tariffs and uncertainty in the U.S. And for the furniture industry, Italy's invested a lot in U.S.-facing initiatives, so hopefully that will pay out. In fashion, they said tariffs aren't the problem. The devaluation of the dollar is the problem because they could eat the tariffs, but they can't eat the
currency.
They can't eat the currency. So that was an interesting thing. In China and Shanghai particularly, the real estate crisis has been...
people don't have money for other things.
Especially luxury fashion. Riyadh market is still increasing for furniture. Dubai is interesting for fashion. The Middle East is pretty turbulent. And also for fashion, Russian used to be a good market for them. Not anymore. Which is that's probably really hurting them. And they also both said that India has promise, especially Mumbai and New Delhi, in fashion, Mexico and South America are also prime markets for potential growth. So that was really interesting. They do 4 fashion weeks a year, 2 women's, 2 men's. The women's bring in $500 million a year, or euros a year, and the men's bring in $400 million a year. And so both of them talked about how, especially in the fashion, I think with both Armani and Valentino passing away within the last few months, they're really looking at the new generation and trying to bring them up and saying, we've got to make space for them. We've got to encourage them and find ways to help them grow. So that was interesting that they both understood how aesthetics change with different age groups, and we're going to bring that up. There was a lot of shade thrown towards France and Paris. It was awesome.
As you would expect.
Oh my gosh. For the fashion bit, he said that, well, France and Paris, the fashion, they're very creative, but Italy has the industry as well. So it was more like in the 70s, they figured out how to really build the fashion industry
and actually make the stuff.
Yes, and France has just always been concerned about the creative side. So that was some shade thrown. They talked about, somebody asked about the Olympic impact and things like that, and they said that both of them thought the Olympic values were reflected in their industries because of, you feel the same athlete pressure kind of thing to perform. Fashion Week, which happens the week between the Olympics and Paralympics.
Which is insane.
And that's like 200 events in Fashion Week. That's going to have an Olympic theme this year. And Marco Balich, who did the opening ceremonies, he's also designing an awards show at La Scala. And Maria Porro, who was our furniture person, she said that she had worked with Marco and said, quote, "I know his attention to detail very well."
In other words, he is a nightmare to work for because he pays attention to every little paperclip.
Yes, but that also trains you to be very good at what you do, because Marco is very good at what he does.
Yes, he is.
And some more shade towards Paris, particularly Paris 2024. They both said, it was very emotional having the moment in the stadium with the athletes parade here in Milano, where the athletes were together with the people, and you missed that in Paris because the athletes were on boats and they kind of went past you. So they were not thrilled about that. They did say that the ceremonies were a little diffused, but it made it possible to have that feeling that we missed from other ceremonies.
That happened to be on rivers.
Exactly. But one of the things that Maria said, and it was funny because I was actually thinking about this on my way to the event, was the fact that Milan is it's not a funky city. It's very, she said subdued. And I would say, and I had a word earlier, I got something that I'll tell you tomorrow, what I forgot to say today.
I have found Milan to be a very practical place. People are very practical. Spaces are functional.
Yes. But what she was talking about the fact, and I like this too, like everything looks normal, but you could turn a corner and find something beautiful. Like a lovely designed window or door, which I've been enthralled with. Just something little and different. And it's, it doesn't have the same history and grandeur of Rome or maybe Florence or Venice and some of the other cities, but there are a lot of surprises in Milan. And I think that, people overlook that. So it's not one of those places where I would say like, oh my gosh, tourist destination, but I really like being here.
It's a nice city. It feels very comfortable and functional in a way. And not saying there's not weird things that we see.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, it's a city.
It's a city and it's European and things are different than what we're used to. But there's something just very everyday workable about Milan, which I like.
Right. And then there's just a little pizzazz thrown in here and there.
Yes,
And it's,
usually with cheese.
I'll take it. Then we went tonight. We got invited to an on-location LA 2028 hospitality party,
Which was interesting and weird because, of course, it was an LA themed party, trying to make you feel like you're an LA theme. And we kept saying that the food was almost like what Italians imagine LA food to be. They had little mini hamburgers and chicken nuggets and different street food, but it all was just a little odd.
Yeah, the burgers weren't very beefy.
Right.
And the fries were more like,
Potato skins.
well, they were more like they cut really thick potato chips almost. And the chicken nuggets were not super bready, but oh my gosh, the salt. And I realize I now live in a low salt household, but the salt on this about
I couldn't get my ring off when we came home. I have little sausage fingers. My little fat American fingers could not handle that.
it was so salty. And I can't even imagine they had a hot dog station. And they called the menu said mini hot dogs, and they were regular size. So I don't know what a maxi hot dog looks like.
I guess
here.
it was in an American's eye. They thought that would be a mini hot dog.
Right.
Because
So-
everything is bigger in the U.S.
So it was nice, and they spoke a little bit about the hospitality in LA is going to be very, very good. It's the biggest games ever, and so they are ready for it and are excited to announce different things, which we'll find out in short order, I'm sure. But we also saw that, I mean, it was loud.
It was very loud. It's very hard to talk to people.
Yeah, so that made it
Because they had
difficult to mix and
the
mingle.
hottest guitar player.
They had a little DJ duo with a DJ and a guy holding a guitar, and I don't think he ever played it.
He did not.
But I guess that's Italy.
He just holds and shows the guitars and makes faces at people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm your guitar guy.
So I took a little video of the scene, and hopefully I can get that out.
We did have some lovely LA themed cocktails.
We did. Different.
Hey, I got your guitar right here.
That's not LA themed. Okay, so before we get to today's results, we'd like to thank everybody who donated to our fundraiser to get us here. And if you've just found the podcast, we're doing 32 daily episodes from Milano Cortina over the course of the games. This does require a great investment of cash and time to produce. And we are one of the few podcasts to publish episodes about the Olympics and Paralympics year-round, answering all your burning questions. So we do need help in keeping our flame alive so we can continue year-round. Please go to flamealivepod.com/support if you are so moved. We also have some one-off donation options. You can become a Patreon patron and get some patron-only exclusives throughout the day, throughout the games. If you appreciate the independent voice that we bring and our weird adventures here in Milan and trying to make the Olympics seem closer to you, please consider supporting us today. That's flamealivepod.com/support. All right, we have results. First up, alpine skiing, the men's Super G happened, which I watched on screen.
As did I.
I would love to see this in person because, as you mentioned the other night, just Bormio is that course and hill is massive. I don't know how they stay down that long.
I don't know how they stay on at all. And in fact, somebody's ski.
I just thought about that.
Somebody's ski did not stay on for no reason.
And that was Dominic Paris. His ski unclipped mid-run.
Yeah, apparently it had to do with the heavy bumps and chattering that he was taking, that the impact replicated enough of a crash. So the ski just went flying off because you don't want your binding to be too tight because you want it to come off in a crash.
Which is a real bummer that that's how you go out.
Yeah.
But that is what happened.
Wardrobe malfunction.
Yes. Gold went to Switzerland's Franjo van Almen, who is quickly becoming the star of men's alpine. Silver went to Ryan Cochran-Siegel from the U.S., who was bib number 3, and that time lasted. That was pretty good. He was
hung in
first for
there.
a little while, and then after Van Almen, he went down, and it was just like pins and needles waiting to see if he would be on the podium, and he did. And bronze went to Marco Odermatt from Switzerland.
So Van Almen, as you were saying, is the star. He has now got 3 gold medals from this games. He is the first skier since 1960, first alpine male skier since 1968 to win 3 gold medals in the same games. Wow. And that was one little skier called Jean-Claude Killy.
Wow. I bet Switzerland's going crazy.
Yeah, because when we talked to Tom Kelly, it was going to be Marco Odermatt and
Right.
nobody else. And yet that's why we run the races.
Right.
But Odermatt's not without jewelry. He's gotten 2 bronzes.
Very nice. And Cochran-Siegel is a repeat silver medalist for this event. So great day on the hill. In biathlon, the women had the 15K individual race. Gold went to Julia Simon from France. Silver went to Lou Jean Monod from France. And bronze went to Laura Hristova from Bulgaria. And if you are asking who is Laura Hristova, you would be much like the German team in the locker room going, who is this person? And they race against her. They did not know who she was because she is ranked 73rd on the World Cup circuit. And that just blew my mind. And I've seen her on TV go, and every time I've seen her this season, I've gone, oh, Bulgaria's got some biathletes. Okay. But this has just been a magical thing obviously it's the best race she's ever done.
You know, it's something that Deidre Irwin talked to us about, where it's on any given day, anyone on the circuit can have that good day. They're all that good and they're all that close together that if you've got a good shooting day and a bad shooting day, you can really move way up and down the scale.
Yeah, and her skiing fit in together as well. She said she remembered an interview with Dorothea Viera where Viera said that her medal from the Olympics came when she was without expectations and was really calm. So Hristova channeled that and managed to do the same.
And beat Viera while she was at it.
No, it's wild. And I watched a little bit of the press conference, and it was questions for Hristova, obviously, because everyone's like, who is this person? And then the moderator goes, okay, can we have a question for Lou Jean Monod? And she gives the microphone to another reporter. Goes, I have a question for Laura. But eventually, Jean Monod and Simon got to answer some questions as well. And then our Deidre Erdwin finished 34th. She had 3 penalties on the day, so it was a tough shooting day for her as well. But got more races.
She's not done.
Not done yet. Curling, the men's round robin started today. Italy beat Sweden 7-6, and Italy has one of their team members, Joel Retourné, is returning.
He is retourned.
That's right. He competed at Torino 2006 and a couple of other games in between, but
he's like the Ariana Fontana of curling. Just keeps going.
Canada beat Germany 7-6, USA beat Czechia 8-7, and Great Britain beat China 9-4. This was a good day to be in the curling center.
Yeah, lots of close games.
Figure skating.
I don't want to talk about it, but I know we have to.
Yes, we had the ice dance, free dance. The ice dance had the free dance. We got our medalists. Gold went to Laurence Fournier-Boudret and Guillaume Cizeron from France. Silver went to Madison Chalk and Evan Bates from the USA. And bronze went to Piper Giles and
Piper Gillis.
Bronze went to Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier from Canada.
Which I am thrilled about.
Yeah?
First of all, I love them as a pair. They're very quirky. They've always kind of done their own thing. They train separate from any of the big dance centers. And they brought back a program that they had done a few years ago based on Vincent van Gogh and Starry Night.
Oh,
And they reworked it a little bit, made it more difficult actually than the original program. And the performance of it tonight was just magical and tear inspiring. And I think even they looked surprised at how special a moment they created.
yes, and just tears on the ice. It was very lovely. They got a season's best, which is good. We saw a lot of season's best in what we
Yes.
saw, and that always makes me happy when you see the competitors doing the best that they can do.
Right.
That's nice, because poor Lila Fear and
Lewis Gibson.
Thank you. There was a bobble.
She bobbled her twizzle. They ended up 12th in the free dance and 7th overall, which for them, they were in the hunt for this bronze medal. And in fact, were the bronze medalists at last year's World Championship. So it really does change on a dime.
Less than a point for each segment separated gold and silver. And that was a bummer. I mean, Chalk and Bates obviously really wanted the gold.
Yes.
Madison Chalk had a new version of her Matador skirt, which was red on the outside, red ombre type thing on the outside.
Yes.
Which was quite nice. Worked very well. I was thinking, I like their program better, and I don't know if it's because it has fast music and it's really rhythmic and driving.
I think it also works better because it doesn't have a single tempo. It is fast and driving, but there are sections that slow down and then sections of different intensity. Whereas Fournier and Cicerone, it's much more one note.
Yes.
In terms of tone and intensity and spirit, which some people prefer that simplicity to it. Not that what they do is simple.
Right.
I'm not a fan.
Was not thrilled about the program either. Maybe it's more moving in person. Because we talked about this. I noticed when I saw the team event and the free dance was in that. And TV does not do justice to how fast Chalk and Bates move, especially
Yes.
in that one turn sequence, kind of near the beginning, where he's got her kind of wrapped around his head somehow.
It's
And
the
he's-
rotational lift.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, you call it a rotational lift. I call it wrap your legs around his head, and there he's just going gangbuster, spinning, and it is so incredibly fast. I don't know how they can move that fast.
And when you think about it, I don't know how she hangs on.
That I think
'Cause she's
gravity or spinning. It's physics.
Centripetal, but in one sense, she's doing do the Pamchenko and go flying off into the stands.
And I just didn't see that same kind of innovation, maybe. It, like you said, their program was simple. It was very difficult, obviously, but it just didn't
Artistically simplistic.
Yeah, it doesn't have a real wow factor to me. But maybe, like you say, maybe some judges are like, hey, I really like this simple, back to basics, beautiful historical ice dance type stuff. But Guillaume Cicerone, now 2-time gold medalist.
And Disney villain.
Right. And Barbara Fusipoli had a good reaction in the box.
She was happy with Grenard and Fabry, who ended up 4th. And they seemed to be quite happy. They also got a season's best, which, again, you can't do better than you've done all season. That's what you want. You want your best performance to be at the Olympics.
Moving over to freestyle skiing, we had women's moguls today, which we saw part of on screen, which was nice. Gold went to Elizabeth Lemley from the USA. Silver went to Jalen Koff from USA, who we featured a little bit on the show. And bronze went to Perrine Lafont from France. And this was something. I mean, it was fun listening to the commentators keep calling Jalen Jay, but I guess maybe that's her nickname because I saw Jay signs in the audience.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
It's like, hey, Jay,
Right?
go bust your knees out on that moguls course.
But they all looked, I think Lemley was really a little bit shocked to win.
Well, she had pulled up. She was not in the lead until that last run.
Wow. Defending champion Jakara Anthony finished 8th, and she was leading until the final run. She just had a tough one. And then Olivia Giacco finished 9th. Who's Olivia Giacco?
She was in.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, she was in the top 3 yesterday. She's
Right.
the other U.S. Skier.
Okay. In ice hockey, men got underway tonight, and we started with Group B. Sweden beat Italy 5-2, and Slovakia beat Finland 4-3. In luge, we had the women's doubles today. Gold went to Andrea Voter and Marion Oberhofer from Italy. Silver went to Germany's Diana Eitberger and Magdalena Matskina. And bronze went to Selena Egel and Laura Michaela Kipp from Austria. So first time for the women's doubles.
And it was quite impressive.
Yeah.
It was a good race. Not, people weren't crashing everywhere. It wasn't uteruses flying all over the sliding track.
Goodness.
All those things were, the way they should be. Our own Siobhan Forgan and Sophia Kirkby finished 5th. And a lot of guys have been sliding into Sophia's DMs, which is good because that's what she was looking for. She came to the village looking for love.
Yes. And I guess her socials have been very funny about that.
They have been. And there was a snowboarder who made a comment about not having a date for the 14th. And she responded with, you do now. And I'm putting it in the book. I'm not afraid to make the first move. So good on Sophia for even in this very, pressure cooker atmosphere, trying to have a little fun with it.
Yes.
And maybe finding a little love while she's at it. Why not?
Go Sophia. Men's doubles went today as well. So it was a sweep for Italy in the doubles luge. Emanuel Rieder and Simone Kanswaldner from Italy won gold. Thomas Stoy and Wolfgang Kindl from Austria won silver. And Tobias Wendel and Tobias Arlt from Germany won bronze. They would, if they had won, they would have had a 4-peat. And that's a very, very rare thing to do.
I mean, just the fact that they had 4 medals in this event, they've had the 3 gold and now the bronze, is amazing. And they have announced they are done, which I say, good thing, give some for the other people.
Yeah. And the Italian team of Rieder and Kanswaldner, they have not won a race on the World Cup circuit. So again, we're finding these people who are on the World Cup not known to be strong. I don't like to use that word because of course they're on the World Cup circuit. They have to be strong. But they're
finding their mojo at the right moment.
I know. What a way.
Italy in these doubles races makes a
Right.
lot of sense because we always see the host country bump.
We do, but you don't have the host country necessarily the host country home field advantage because everybody's had the same amount of time basically on this track.
Right, and yet we're seeing a home field advantage.
Interesting. We'll
Nice.
see what happens else in the sliding. It'll be fun.
But it's fun to not see Germany on the top. Not that I have anything against Germany, but I think it's fun when you see that such a dominant country, and now we've got this other countries getting in the mix.
Interesting. I will put on my list Armin Zugler because I can't remember how many off the top of my head, and I'm not going to look it up right now. But he was a mainstay in the luge. But you also had, this is why I'm going to look it up. What's his name? The German. The big guy. I cannot remember his name, which is killing me now. But we'll have some luge history tomorrow. When the men go or something. I don't know. It's late. It's late, and I'm going to the mountains tomorrow.
Well, let's get the show going.
Right. Also, fun fact, silver medalist Wolfgang Kindl's wife gave birth this week 2 months early, but mom and baby are doing well. He wasn't sure if he was going to race, and his wife said, I'll do my job and you'll do yours. And he did. Job done, both ways.
Such a practical woman. Go race now, Wolfgang.
And one of the things we noticed in Beijing was if it was your birthday, you got a cake. And American Sean Hollander, it was his birthday today. And he's like, what are the odds that the Olympics doubles race lands on my birthday? Best way to spend the day. And their media lady brought us this massive cake. I have no idea how she smuggled it in. She keeps reminding me not to forget it. Cake for everyone.
So babies being born, birthdays being celebrated. It was just party time in the doubles luge today.
That's right. Moving over to Nordic combined, we had the individual Gunderson. It's listed here as men's, but let's just face it. They didn't want the women here this time, even though the women compete well. It was the individual Gunderson, ski jumping round 10 meters cross country. Gold went to Jens Loras Oftebro from Norway. Silver went to Johannes Lamparter from Austria. And bronze went to Eero Hirvonen from Finland. And Shuk Flastani by family, Annika Malasinski's brother Nicholas finished 18th. Now this was wild because we looked at the standings because they do the jumping and then they do the cross country, and the top 3 for jumping
disappeared.
Yes,
it was like poof. Where did they go? Well, Ilves Christian, who's from Estonia, who had finished first in the jumping portion, ended up 6th overall.
That's crazy.
And there was a lot of that kind of movement within the top 10. Of the jumping that really fell behind in cross country. So it's definite you have a stronger side, and you just have to pray almost that your weaker side holds up.
And I was looking quickly through our media intranet, and there was something about a ski getting stuck in a fence. So there must have been a fall somewhere. And this is on my list to go back and look at, but it might take a while for this one. So we have another Nordic combined race coming up shortly, but that gets the start of that competition underway. Over in snowboard, we had the women's halfpipe qualification standings. American Chloe Kim is on top, followed by Shimizu Sarah from Japan and Maddie Mastro from USA. So as you remember, Chloe Kim dislocated her right shoulder 5 weeks ago. She said she can't move it much, but it almost keeps her more stable this way.
Only Chloe Kim could come up with the idea that a dislocated shoulder somehow is helpful.
Right, and it's a torn labrum too, so there's a lot going on there. But
how is she doing this?
I don't know. And Japan's Sarah Shimizu is only 17 years old.
She's a baby, but then again, if you remember, so was Chloe Kim first time out.
Yeah.
When she won her first gold medal. So it must be like looking in a mirror sometimes.
Exactly. The men also had half-pipe qualification. In first place going into the final runs, Scotty James from Australia is in the lead. He was third at Pyeongchang and second at Beijing. So things are looking good for moving up.
He's hoping, I'm sure.
Exactly. But he's facing Japan's Totsuka Yuta and Yamada Ryusai. And then in fourth right now is Alessandro Barbieri from the U.S.
Final runs are going to be tomorrow.
That's going to be cool. If anybody's out there and sees Miles Garrett, say hi from me. Not that he would know anything about this weird lady from Northeast Ohio, but he's here, and I love Miles Garrett. Moving over to speed skating, and if you don't know who Miles Garrett is, he is a Cleveland Browns American football player. So he's like the best defender in the NFL.
Is this Chloe Kim's boyfriend?
Chloe Kim's boyfriend, yes. He got the sack record this year. The all-time sack records for one season.
We don't want somebody like that around the halfpipe knocking people over.
Yeah, we do. Miles Garrett's awesome. Anyway, let's go over to speed skating. It was the men's 1,000 meters tonight. Jordan Stoltz from the U.S. Got the gold and the Olympic record. Jenning de Boo from Netherlands got the silver, and he also broke the Olympic record time. Bronze went to Ning Zhonyan from China. And this was pretty intense, I will say this.
Well, the most intense thing was the announcer, who I thought was going to lose his mind. So we saw this on screen. You know, we were watching, and I happened to be sitting away from the screen. I was listening more than watching. And I thought the poor man was going to have an aneurysm. He really got so into it and so excited about this Olympic record. And Jordan Stoltz is the second coming. and just didn't quite have words, but kept saying words.
It was fantastic. I mean, there was another pair where there was a collision, and he just was like, "That's a disaster. That's a disaster." And talking about how the starter was really slow between the ready and the start, so there was a false start in there, and people weren't liking that. It was a day.
And that didn't even involve the drone.
No. But it did involve a huge Dutch contingent, whom we all ran into.
So our LA hospitality space was right next door to Team Netherlands' house. So at one point when we came out of the LA house, there was just this orange wave of people coming at us.
They kept coming.
And they kept coming. And then I turned the corner and I said, I think it's a Dutch invasion like the Glorious Revolution. And they were all so tall.
They were tall.
And orange.
They were orange. And lots of them were eating pizza.
Yes, and then they all gathered to regroup the troops.
That's right.
In the pizza place that we passed. They had children. They had pregnant women. And they were all orange.
They're probably all lovely too.
You know, they really are. But it was a little scary.
Oh, and that ends competition for today. We've got some shout outs for you.
First up is Valia Roberts from Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. She said that she's looking forward to catching up with us in Milan because she's a speed skating volunteer.
You know, when next time I go to the speed skating, I'm going to have to look for my volunteer manager friend.
That's right.
And make her give us an introduction.
And say Valia. I'll just stand in the press section and yell, Valia. How many can there be?
Not many, because there's one Olympian named Valia Volova Demireva, a Bulgarian sprinter who finished 5th in the 4x100 meter relay at Seoul 1988.
And next up is Patrick Riley from Dallas. He's very kind. He said, good luck to you both. Might run into you all out there. We'll be in Milan most of his trip, but also up in the mountain venues of Cortina for a couple days. Good luck, and thanks for the ground reports and vacuum stories we all love.
Still don't have a very good vacuum story yet. I'm sorry.
I did run into a mop.
You did?
Yeah.
Forgot to tell me that.
Sorry.
Tell me tomorrow.
It was after I got hit by the bird, so...
Maybe floor maintenance is not much of a priority. Or sidewalk maintenance. I don't know.
I didn't kill the bird or anything.
I understand that.
It just bounced off my head.
Well, you know.
And I don't like birds. The thing is, I don't like birds to begin with. I'm afraid of them. And it's like it knew. It just came for my head.
Alrighty. Well, Patrick, there's not a Patrick Riley, but there is a Patrick Rowley from Switzerland. He competed in cross-country skiing in 2002 at Salt Lake City. So there you have it. Some Olympians for you. Thank you so much, both of you, for being supporters of the show. And we've got some Shuk Flastanis competing tomorrow.
Yes, so Julia Kern and Bruna Mora will be in the 10-kilometer interval start in cross country. Chloe Kim, as we mentioned before, will be racing in the half-pipe final. And we've got the luge team relay. So both Siobhan Forgan and Sophia Kirkby and Ashley Farquharson will be racing in that.
Let's go. Let's go. And speaking of let's go, I'm going to the mountains. I'm going to try to go see that cross-country event.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's going to be an adventure. There's a train to a bus. And I will leave Milan on the train at 8:35. And I'm scheduled to get to cross-country at 1:19 in the afternoon. Cross-country starts at 1 o'clock.
But
Bruna Mora is like way down on the start list. I have to look to see where Julia Kern is. So hopefully I will get to see her. Hopefully I will get to see Bruna Mora, because I also foresee myself, even though I foresee getting lost, even though the spectator entrance, I think, is right by the bus stop. But that's a big venue, and you know me in media centers.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you. So fingers crossed I get back. That's what I'm more worried about. I'm not as worried about getting out there.
It's getting home.
It's getting home.
I hear you.
But I've been looking at the weather report. It doesn't seem like it's that cold where they are for cross country.
Excellent.
So that's good to hear. We've got mascots.
Speaking of getting cold, I have somebody that would love to keep you warm, and that is your mascot, Abby.
Thank you. Thank you, Abby. I'm sure you would like to be snuggly and purry and make me rub you. That's what cats do sometimes.
Yes, and special little torty cats like Abby.
That's right. That's right. She likes that. And that's going to do it for this episode. If you want even more of the most fun coverage from the games, hit us up. We are at flamealivepod.com. That's your source for all of our socials and newsletters and direct ways to contact us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for what we forgot to tell you about today and all of the action from Milano Cortina. Grazie mille per l'ascolto.
And until next time, ciao, and keep the flame alive.